Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And my brothers and sisters, we are going to hit something right now that is massive to understand. The retirement of Joe Manchin is going to demolish gun control desires in the Senate and potentially beyond into the presidency. And I can't wait to show you how. There are three ways. Everything will be linked in the description box below. And I can't wait to hear what you guys think about these three options of how this is going to pretty much pee in their Cheerios. Of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. And with that, let's get into it. We got clips, people. We got to talk about some stuff. So to set this up, you've got Joe Manchin, who came out. He's the senator from West Virginia. I made a short earlier this week where I forgot to say West, and people were thinking I didn't understand that. It's West Virginia. He's the senator from West Virginia who has been a thorn in the side of the Democrats, but he's also been holding a Democrat seat for the Senate in West Virginia. He just retired. He's not running in 2024. There are massive implications for that. Very high level, and then I'll show you the clips from NBC, even them freaking out a little bit about it. The first implication, they're going to lose West Virginia because Republicans are going to take that seat because the incumbent is now out of the running. That's one. That's a Senate seat. The second thing, he now has the ability to run for president under a third-party label, of which he has been floating the idea of, along with other candidates, because more are coming out. And then the third piece here is if they lose the speaker count, which is 50 plus one, they don't get the speakership anymore if they lose the presidency. Let's get into this. I can't wait to show you this because this is directly related to our gun rights and the gun rights fight. Check this out. Here's the first clip.
Not a stretch at this point to say Republicans, as the Cook report is saying, very likely to get this. If they do, that alone brings you to 50-50. And if the Republicans, if Donald Trump or whoever the Republican nominee is, wins the presidency, 50-50 with the tie-breaking vote of the vice president would give the Republicans control of the Senate. So what Democrats need, if the Democrats do retain the presidency, if Joe Biden's reelected, then 50-50 would work for the Democrats and they could hang on. But that would mean, here's what they would need to do. Take a look at these other blue seats up. They'd have to hold them. Look at Montana. This is another very Trump-friendly state. John Tester running for re-election. He's won 3 times before. This could be a tall task for him, though. It's going to be a presidential election year. Trump's going to do, we expect, very well if he's the nominee in Montana. Can Tester hold on against that? Sherrod Brown in Ohio is going to get a challenge. This is a state that Donald Trump has made more red in his 2 presidential campaigns. If he's the nominee, is that going to be too much for Sherrod Brown to overcome the...
That's a key point of what he just said. If you're looking at what they're talking about on the NBC and the left, they have a very unfavorable map of states that are coming up for Senate this coming year, 2024. If they lose West Virginia from Joe Manchin retiring and no incumbency advantage, that puts it at 50-50. And now we go to the next part. That means the Speaker of the House or the Speaker of the Senate is no longer Chuck Schumer, which means the bills being considered by the Senate would no longer be run by an anti-gun Democrat, Chuck Schumer. That's important to understand because just like the House has a Republican Speaker of the House and they aren't getting gun bills through, it's the exact same thing in the Senate. And that would get rid of the idea that Democrats are going to try to get over the Senate filibuster and remove it because Republicans don't want to. Understand, West Virginia being lost is a safe seat amongst many of the other ones that are coming up. Tester in Montana, that's a hard one, and Ohio. Well, if that swings, you're looking at 52-49. In the Senate, that's a bigger advantage than the Democrats have right now. But that's just the math on the actual Senate seat. Let me show you something else that the left is bringing up in the media here around how it impacts Biden in the presidential and the VP, which would be the Senate president. Check this out. This is the second clip. Again, they'll always tell you what they are afraid of.
Hey, Stephen, of course, that's not the only reason why Democrats are incredibly concerned over this announcement by Joe Manchin, because he's eyeing a potential run as a third-party candidate. He would join Jill Stein, RFK. I mean, how significant would that be if he does, in fact, get into the race?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if you start getting some polling specifically using Manchin's name, because this has caught my eye, and I think it caught a lot of people. The New York Times did polls of 6 key battleground states this week. They did 2 versions, just Biden versus Trump, and then they included Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who says he's running as an independent. And look at these numbers.
All right, so let me break this down of why this is so important for our gun rights and for the presidency, okay? Think about a potential lineup if you've got Trump on the Republican ticket and then Biden on the Democrat ticket. You have RFK, who is taking Biden's left politically. They are taking they are taking votes from Biden from the left. Jill Stein taking Biden votes from the left. If you throw in a Manchin for a presidential run because he's no longer the senator of West Virginia, you're now taking the moderates away from Joe Biden in the Democratic Party. That's a four-way division of the Democrat vote versus a one-way division for Trump, because there is no other party going against Trump. If this occurs like this, you're talking about margins that haven't been seen in years, decades. This is a really big deal because on the left, again, just to solidify this, Jill Stein, RFK Jr., potentially Manchin and Biden versus Trump. This over here is going to water down the Democrat side, which is the gun-controlling side. They may lose the Senate control with no Speaker of the Senate or no Senate Majority Leader. Then they may lose the VP seat, which would control the vice presidency and the main vote of the tie-breaking vote in the Senate. This, while looking innocuous, this is a massive deal, and it has profound and tremendous impacts on our gun rights fight every single day, and I hope I landed this plane. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.